What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Tree Chanel. I'm checking in with Black Atmosphere and Company's mental health space. Oh, we are here. I know it may be some new listeners. Yo, be sure to follow us. Turn that bell green, baby. Ring my bell on Spotify. So necessary for the growth. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. So, you guys, I want to always say thank you and happy hump day, okay? Today is my sister's birthday, so shout out to my sis. Okay, everybody say, what up, sis? Happy birthday! Hey! Yo, let's go. Shout out and more life to you. Yes, man. I want to let you know, you grab y'all healthy snacks. You know, if you working out, man, getting to it, out and about, at the crib, doing your homework in the car, be sure to follow us. Tell your friends, share this, and let them know it's a new girl in town that's doing a podcast. It ain't just about a podcast. It's a high-level podcast of things we be needing to say, but we don't be knowing how to say it. And I'm a blunt person. I don't sugarcoat shit. Y'all already know. If you know me, you know what this is. So today's topic, we are talking about show up. Show up for yourself. And what does that look like? And how do you show up for yourself during crazy times and when things are so chaotic, but you still got to show up for yourself and show up in your face and like, oh, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Because being in this life, in this light, that is always the case for entertainers, actors. They have a job to do and they have to show up. So how are you showing up and not faking the funk? You know what I'm saying? So let's go. We're going to get into the disclaimer. This disclaimer is brought to you by Black Atmosphere and Company. We are a safe space for entrepreneurs to speak about social issues that may affect their mental health. We are simply here to help our community and business and the economical structure. We have to start from the roots of our problem to find better solutions. Black Atmosphere and Company's 8 Pillars of Life is designed to help our members and listeners get through these issues together. So we are not a mental health facility, healthcare provider. We are entrepreneurs helping one another in our journeys. All right, guys. Yes. Show up, show up. Man, this is a great topic. This is something I often speak to members, clients, and things of that nature. Learning how to show up for yourself. And when things can be hectic, chaotic, what can you do? A lot of people say you got to do what you can control. But what if somebody that's in that realm that's trying to control what you control? And that can happen in your case. You have to identify those things. People can do things out of selfish reasons of self. This is a time where you show up for yourself. You showing up for yourself selfless. Show up knowing how to be selfless. That is the biggest show up and show out. Because when you become a servant of God and not things, you begin to move at a flow and a pace where it is in alignment, full circle, where all things work in the ecosystem. Because if one person is stagnant and you in my way and you in the front rear of me, I can't move into your ass. Get the hell out of the way. So that's a real thing. So that's why it's important for us sometimes to show up for other people. But first we got to know how to show up for ourselves. Because if you don't know how to show up for yourself, how can you show up for someone else? You can and try to avoid what you're trying to show up for. But when you really have dreams and goals, this is the perfect thing to do so you can do that. And I feel like that personally would be learning how to show up for yourself in God's calling, in his teaching. And that will begin to show you how to serve for others and listen. Listening is very important and critical to your inner being. Your inner being is trying to get through to you, but you may be trying to do something else when your inner being is trying to tell you, I need you to listen to me because I am here with you and I know what you need and you're missing, and things that may be in suffering. So when you are in suffering, you go through episodes. So anybody, experiencing anxiety and things of that nature, this is not to be insensitive to you, or hurtful. This is just us trying to work through that when it's happening. So once you come down, you have to dust yourself off and you find like, okay, I have to know what made me tick. Ask yourself, what made me tick in this very moment? What words were said to me that allowed me to show up in a negative space? Because people can show up and they be motherfucking nasty, attitude stank, and they try to justify it. No, we're going to deal with that because that's an inner being. That is your levels of hormones off. That's some adrenal. That's some, emotional standpoints that you need to address. So emotions can be a really big pillar and an emotional pillar of ours. So when you're going through an emotional phase, everything can, take you over the edge. I know you probably hear a little beep in the beep sound. I'm sorry. I'm too short to grab, and I have the wrong battery. We need some new batteries. Batteries on aisle 6. Okay. I don't know what they're D batteries actually. So yeah, I need to switch my batteries in my detector. But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know. Y'all like, damn, what's that? Hey, work with the kid, all right? Work with her, you feel me? This is me showing up for myself no matter what's going on. Can we get a round of applause for that? Yeah. That's what it's about. You see what I'm saying? Because people that is insecure about what's happening in the background wouldn't want to show up for themselves. But me, myself, personally, I'm like, hey, let's go. For real. So in our pillars, we have the emotional pillar because I feel like a lot of people sometimes cannot show up for themselves. So I'm going to read these out to you. We're going to break it down. We're going to chop it down. So these are the actual pillars that we have in our journals, our ebooks, and things of that nature. So 1 is identify the emotions you are feeling and why. Understand the root cause of your emotions. It can help you gain perspective and develop constructive ways to cope with them. That's, you feel me, coping and learning how to constructively control your emotions is very hard to do. So when people be like, watch how you talk to me, they really mean that because they have not identified on how to control that little click or that nerve. So yes, you have to watch that and be mindful of people. Shit, for real. It's important. We respect people's boundaries around here because we definitely understand it. So anything that I'm speaking on it, I have not tested it. I've tested it and been through it. Okay? That's why I'm able to help people because I can help on an experience level. So 2, practice self-care. It is essential to emotional health. Take each day to do something that fills you with joy and promotes a healthy emotional state. So a lot of women sometimes, love to get their hair done, nails did, toes. That's cool. But I want us to really do the inner work, the inner light. I'm not going to spend $500 or $100 on my hair when I'm feeling like shit in the inside. People are like, well, that can help you. No, it won't. That's temporary. And that's something that we were probably brought up on. But as you grow older, you begin to really realize what's needed and why it never worked for you because you're trying to do it all wrong. You have to look at this in a different perspective, as we said on number 1. View things from a different perspective, do it differently, because breaking that pattern will really allow you to show up for yourself. I know shit. For me, It definitely did. So I can like vouch for you because I know it's helped other people that's in my realm and my members, and what that consists of. So shout out to my members, you guys, because, we really be doing that groundwork. So number 3, engage in activities that promote emotional balance. Spend time doing things that keep you grounded, and reminding you who you are and the life is so precious. That it reminds you that life is precious because you need not to don't forget who you are, because that's important. People forget who they are and their identities when trying to show up for themselves, because there's so much chaos and things coming all at them at once, and you trying to do that juggling act. You're gonna drop all them balls and you're not gonna be able to pick them up. So put them damn balls down. You feel me? It's okay. Step away from the balls. All right. Yes. And number 4, write in a journal. Writing in a journal can help you sort out your thoughts, feelings, and provide a safe space for you to express yourself. And that's what Black Atmosphere and Company does. We allow for a safe space for you to express yourself. Even if you're listening, like I said, you might be hollering at the, at your phone, at your speaker when you're listening. Because I can speak on this because this is something I've went through, but that doesn't mean that you're going to go through it just like me. But you can kind of take context from it or read between the lines and take what you need. So that's what we really are talking about, when we're doing these. Yes. Number 5, cultivate meaning relationships. Reach out to someone who can offer emotional support. That's very important. Pursuing positive relationships can help you develop resilience and self-development. So number 5 is something that I have great relationships, but I want to strengthen my relationships with my family and my friends. You see what I'm saying? That's the key point, because people don't know who you are and you're a totally different person. And it's like, okay, but this is important. So I always extend myself out, but I'm not always going to be the one extending myself out. You feel me? Because we already have enough things to do, but we get back around to it. But having healthy relationships, you guys, is super important, because a lot of people only have great relationships when there's money involved, because they have to, because they want that bag. But take away the bag and those things that have shaped your life and the things that you've done to get that money, because you can have that and be miserable. So these are important things to really show up for yourself emotionally, because a lot of people in that realm of wealth or riches don't have emotional support. Mentally, they be going through a lot. So I understand. That's why I was like, I feel like sometimes God is just really preparing me for what I really want. And you too have to do that same thing. This excludes no one. No one is excluded in that process. Everyone has had to walk, run, or pace that course. Okay? So do yourself a service. All right. Number 6, talk to a professional. If you're struggling with an emotional issue, it can help to talk to a therapist or counselor. Yes. So emotionally, you cannot always deal with those things alone. And everybody be like, I just need my alone time. I just need my space. Yes, you do. But you don't want to constantly be in that space and then you get into this deep-rooted depression or anxiety or isolation from people, and learning how to build healthy relationships because you have spent so much time away. And honey, I know I'm preaching to the choir to myself. I'm preaching to myself. You feel me? Like, this is a reflection that I've boom. I'm telling you, I had an episode where emotionally I wanted to bang somebody's head on the concrete, and it was just a trigger that happened. It was so simple. It was I do not like dirt. I like have OCDC. So if you don't know that about me and you've been around me, that's disrespectful. That certain things are germs. I'm a germaphobe. So if you like really disrespect that space with me, I feel disrespected. And then it's not even me that wants to want to bang you up. It's my emotional click. That motherfucker, bloop. Okay, excuse you. Like, and then, calm yourself down. These are really things to make you show up for yourself. I know this sounds crazy, but baby, show up for yourself. And it allows you to show up for other people, no matter the situation. Like, it's going to be hard. But like I said, those people that's in that space, they don't have a choice. You feel me? That's the sacrifice. So it's a lot of sacrificing yourself. It is, hands down. So I want you to get aware of, are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice so you can show up for yourself daily? Like, that's the real key. Like, not neglecting yourself. Self-care is very important. And like I said, that doesn't have to mean, I'm going to do some materialistic things. That inner work, you feel me? A lot of people don't even know how to meditate. A lot of people don't even know about their chakras, their energy systems, and what's off, what's unbalanced. And the emotional chaos they have caused for other people out of their selfishness of getting the bag or protecting a other person outside of that. God is going to punish you. Like, He will. Like, you got to hold yourself accountable. So that's a part of showing up for yourself, holding yourself accountable for the actions and the roles that you play in other people's lives and being a disservice. You have been a disservice to people, and you ought to, sometimes you ought to be ashamed of yourself. But like, well, Teresa, who you talking to? I'm talking to the people that God has told me to speak to. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like, somebody's like, so are you like this psychic? No. And, people may say that about me, but I just feel like He just gives me direction because I listen to Him on a level that people just don't comprehend. And that's okay. That takes a lot of groundwork, keeping yourself grounded. But you can have higher frequencies, high vibrations, be out of this world, no ceilings in this bitch. You feel me? But you better keep yourself grounded because you're going to need to be able to look both ways, 360, up, down, left, right. You feel me? Because like I said, we living in a different time where people don't even know how to show up for themselves. They may feel like, I can't do this because I don't feel good or I gain weight. Don't let the insecurities kill the beautiful things inside of yourself that you can show up for yourself and your family. That, we can't have. Because I, too, realized that, certain things wasn't happening because they wasn't showing up for themselves, or I wasn't showing up for myself because I didn't know what that looked like. But once you identify what needs to happen in your boundaries, like, so important. Set those boundaries that are necessary. So when you're showing up, sometimes anger may happen. Anger is happening because God is telling you there's boundaries you need to set in this area because it can hurt you. And you may be pissed off about it, but you will thank Him later. You feel me? Like, you will thank Him later that you listened and set those boundaries that was necessary. And it may hurt, and it will come back around when it permits, So this is having the patience with yourself, giving yourself grace. Baby, give yourself some grace. Give yourself time to heal on what you need to. But show up. Show up. Show up in their face. Show up every time. Yo, when you are a queen, shout out to my boy Jamal. He called me Queen T. I was like, I like that. You feel me? Queen T is up in his bad boy. You feel me? There is nothing, you feel me, that God has not possessed in me at this point in my life. Baby, I'm that chick. You feel me? When you that person that people really got their eye on, and they don't want to support because they're looking to you. You're their teacher. So they're not going to talk because they're learning from you. Even the people that are higher corporations or people, A-listers, they're looking to you. So eventually, you will be where you want, but you got to really work on you because you don't want that attitude. You don't want the lack of knowledge to stop you. All of these little minor details, the little dot, that period could just boom, fucked you up. So we don't want that. We're not speaking that. But this is why we're teaching each other. This is why we're putting it out there on the line so you can know. Because our people have been discredited for so long, shunned, oh my God, punished for loving yourself, for being great in yourself. Baby, get that negative energy up off you. You feel me? Back. That's how you gotta be. Because, baby, don't let it stop you. Show up. Show up. Show up. Hey. Pop it. Pop. Show up. And I love it. I love it because that is what you need to ground break in your dreams. If you don't show up for yourself, how are other people going to show up for you? They wouldn't know how to. But once they at least see you start trying, they're like, okay, I see it. Because, man, I'd have been through some stuff. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not being fake because I have a job to do to help you. I have to deal with my shit in the background. And they'll tell you that shit ain't pretty. It costs a pretty penny. You feel me? But a lot of people ain't going to tell you that. A lot of people going to try to give you the finished product. For $19.99, you could too get this. You feel me? We're not doing that over here. Man, no. You see them like, you see us with our armor on. Because it's us against a world that was designed to work against us. We can't spell it out no more than you possibly can. And people did things what they needed to do to get the bag. But when you can get the bag and you ain't got to compromise yourself, your inner being, your inner light, and all of you, that's unfuckwittable. Be unfuckwittable energy. If you going to be something in life, be unfuckwittable energy. And I'm an unfuckwittable energy type of person. So I don't think I'm better than nobody. I don't think any of that. I just know I've done the groundwork. So you feel me? I've done the groundwork that most people will not do. They will not do it. They fuck that shit. I'ma just be an asshole. Oh no, that's just my way. Oh, you know how I am. Talk to him. We're not doing that. You see what I'm saying? That's where them triggers, that's where them little dots come in at. You feel me? Not the infrareds, but them dots yeah. We're not doing that. Don't play with her. Don't play with her. Move around. So yes, man. The emotional pillar. So I finally gave you guys the definitions of a pillar. I know, right? So what we're doing now, because I could not give you freaking all the resources on here and type it in. So our Facebook group will allow us to really give resources or people and tips that you can have through the group, and you can always go back to it, or something that you need to know that you need clarification on if it didn't make sense, or if something offended you, or you wanted to know a little bit more in depth about a certain topic, or things that we sometimes can't dig all the way deep inside of that topic on here. Sometimes you have to read between the lines, and you have to do your research when you want to know more about something that's being said. If it's available. Because sometimes shit ain't even available on the internet. And you know what I'm talking about? Like this classified information from the girl from Inglewood on South Side. You feel me? Don't ever underestimate your greatness. No matter where you come from. Because I have people that definitely did and told me I wasn't going to never make it. Blood told me I wasn't going to be shit. Look, joke's on you. I can struggle. See, that's the beautiful thing about struggle. And that's the beautiful thing about showing up for yourself when people try to throw you curveballs and try to throw you things that they think will tell you, of course, no, you're making me fucking greater. Thank you. Because you could never make me stoop to your level or your misery. A lot of people are miserable and they think they get a kick out of that. That's like a drunk alcoholic That's like the drunk cousin in your family. You know what I'm talking about? That dude. No, we not rocking with that. You feel me? We gonna clean you up, and we gonna make sure you don't ever come over around this area ever again until you get that shit right. You feel me? That's how we do. We don't play no games over here. This the one. This the one. This that one. Okay? We just saying there's people in our families or in our friendships that are happy that you're not showing up. They're happy that you not feeling your best. So, baby, get on that live. Baby, put on that wig. You feel me? Put your makeup on. Go get your haircut, fellas. Let them know. Don't overwork yourself, fellas. That's another way of showing up for yourself. Don't overwork yourself. Because I be seeing these fellas out here. They be getting it in. And I be like, baby, you got to put some self-care up in here. Not just the sleep. Not just the haircut. Baby, I'm talking about that groundwork that they never told a man that he should have to be able to provide for himself and his family. Not just in the financials, okay? And that's something that I'm glad that we are able to ground break on and break those things of what manhood looks like for men and what womanhood looks like for women. Because everyone and every family structure is different. And that is what makes you unique. And that is good. But we got to have structure. And when we're showing up for ourselves, it don't got to make sense to everybody else. But make sure it makes sense to you, okay? I want you to know that. Because let's face it, commitment is not easy. So showing up for yourself is like having a sacred contract with you, yourself, and you. Built for you. And what does that look like? Only you know. You know what you need. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. And I promise you, life will really begin at the end of you faking the funk. Because a lot of shit is out here fake. Let's bring the real back into it. That's where we really at. We can entertain the people and stuff like that, but we also need a balance of like the real shit. And it's also entertaining. You feel me? Because I don't see a lot of that. So when I see this and when I listen to this, I be like, damn, yo, this really that shit. So that's why Apple and Spotify, be in contact with me because they see the potential in this content and that's necessary. And I know I'm not perfect yet. Like you said, I got the damn fire alarm. Fire alarm sitting in the back. Okay. But you feel me? We showing up. That's what's up. That's the realness in this. We showing up. Because it's been a hell of a shit journey. I'm telling you. And I have to journal. So we talked about it in the emotional pillar for show up. But definitely you going to want to journal. And you're going to see and write down every time you have an episode on what made you trigger, what made you snap, what made you angry at your child, what made you angry at your husband, your coworker, and see what words or action words were taken. You will begin to view yourself. Don't blame them. It's a you thing. That's what you need to realize. It's not them, it's you. It's something that's triggering within you, not them. So don't try to take it out on them. Because I told you about the banging people's heads and shit. That's how I feel. I can't go around. I'm being fucking jail. And then, all the things I work for, gone. You got to really know that you have things that you have to lose. So don't lose it doing some dumb stuff. So you have to know there are things that you need to address. And that things that are working against you. Begin to pay attention to the things that are working against you. So when you look into like the 5 W's, who, what, when, where, why, you feel me? And then address that and watch the series of events that keeps trying to stop you from showing up for yourself, because that's someone trying to play with your greatness and jealousy of you being who you are because they don't want to see you outdo them. Baby, you already not even on my level. No matter how much money you have, big house, big cars, woo, woo, woo. It will never amount to what I got going on. Because I designed myself that way. When you design yourself as a made woman, and to know that I'm going to fuck with a boo. No matter if I got a dime to my name, a penny, a million, a billy. Like, I'm still be that. I'm never going to change for the worse, God willingly. You feel me? Because I work God and I put the shield over it. And that's what you got to put shields over it. Because there's people that don't want to see you outdo them because they want to always look like they that Miss It or Mr. Man. Fuck them people. Whether it's people around you, fuck them people and tell them, bitch, kick rocks. Like, you know what I'm talking about? For real, though. And y'all know, that's why this says parental advisory, because I wouldn't be me. You know, I'm going to work through it. That's one of the things I'm working through, if y'all didn't know, is my profanity. Yeah, no, for real, though. For real. But they say intelligent people curse a lot. And I think that is true. That is true. A lot of people that are educated, like swear, they be like, motherfucker, or shit. They say those two things a lot. And it's proven fact. So it's not disrespectful. So that's what I do love about it. But, you know, you got to drop them bombs sometimes. But we're working on it. I think we've been doing pretty good, though. That's me showing up for myself. Look at me showing up for myself, y'all. So in this week, I want you to write down how you're going to show up for yourself. For the guys, shout out to the guys, because our number's been going up for the guys listening. That shit went up like motherfucking 20%. That's a lot. And this is what this is about. I do this not for just women, especially my fellas, because y'all be going through it. So, you know, we celebrate you over in these parts all day because we understand what the fuck be really going down. And you definitely be needing an outlet or somewhere to just listen and be seen and be heard and have visibility. You feel me? So practice, baby. Showing up for yourself. Yes. Because practice makes perfect. In order to show up for yourself, I want you to strip all those things you were taught and what you needed to be to look like a woman or a man. Because we have to unlearn a lot that was taught to us. And it starts with your inner work, your inner light, in the darkness, being honest with yourself, and really practicing to become a better, effective communicator, a lover for your partner, your family, your kids, and showing not just tough love. Because I feel like, especially in my family, that's all they know how to do, because we weren't raised on that, you know. But now I am raising myself to be that. I am raising my nieces, nephews, and, you know, people that's around me to know what real love looks like, what true love looks like, what self-love looks like. And you can't never take that away from me, because who I am is who I am. A cold woman from Chi-Town. You know, a queen tea. I love that queen tea. Okay. You know, you gonna sip some tea. Yeah, you sip some of my tea. It may never be the same, but that's a whole nother topic. But that's me showing up for myself. You feel me? You know, grabbing you some tea, drinking tea at night, meditating, honey, going to the gym. My guys lifting weights, going with their guys to play basketball. You feel me? Like, that shit don't cost no money. Like, everybody be so fixated on looking a certain way and having this appearance that they need to uphold. But really, you really need to work on your insides, because that motherfucker ugly. You feel like you just be, I really like look at people and I be like, they ain't putting no motherfucking wool over my eyes. I see through you. You feel me? That's why people be scared of me. That's like, and it is what it is. You know, I don't care. You know, I don't care. That's the Aquarius game. You feel me? You smell what we cooking. All right. Because that's how it's going down over in Black Atmosphere and Company. We keep it a buck. And that's what I love about us and my members We growing every day. It doesn't cost a thing to be here. It's like that's the beautiful thing. It doesn't cost a thing to be in this space growing. We are here. We're support, because I needed it during these times, and create visibility for our voices to be heard through discrimination, injustice, in our everyday lives of redlining our people's segregation. In 2023, when you've experienced it and you know who you are and you stand 10 toes down for yourself and showing up for other people in your chaos, that's a different type of person. That's a different type of person right there. That's something to look at. And that ain't just something to brag about. That's something to look at. That's something to admire when people can show up for themselves and others during times where they are uncertain. We want to get there with ourselves and not have that nonchalant attitude because it's not cute. You feel me? That shit is old. We too old for that. Yeah, way too old. So I need you to step it up. So put on your Ethicas, your Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfigers, pull them things up, fellas. Pull your britches up, ladies. Get your panties out and get to it. Show up for yourself. Feeling your best is the best you can be. Not just I'm doing my best, feeling your best. So get to that point. Strive for that point. Tell yourself, rewire your brain that you saying, I am showing up for myself. I am healing. I am rewiring my neuroplasticity. Honey, we out here doing it big. We are cultivating the culture and moving it forward in the direction that it needs to save mankind. Okay? That's the bigger fucking picture. So with that being said, guys, thank you. This has been such a great episode. Showing up, show up, show up. And Beyonce said, show up, pull up. Yeah, she did say that. Like, oh. But this has no tie-in. Or maybe it does. You never know. You never know with me, right? I'm a big mystery ball. But I ain't juggling balls. Okay, all right. So, you guys, tune into this episode. Share this episode. Be sure to subscribe. Go to our group channel and begin to get into there. Requests to come in and let's get to it. Yes, as it is a Women's Month of March, we're going to have our PR on. I'm not going to tell you guys, but she has been doing phenomenal things. Oh my God. And we need more PR women and visibility. So we're going to announce who's going to be on the show throughout the week. And then we have another guest in. So in these final episodes, we're going to bring in some guests and bring it up a notch, before we call it quits for season 1. I think that's super dope, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to get into that group. Like and subscribe to us. Be the change you wish to see, okay? Every day, live it, breathe it to be a better person, even when things is going chaotic. Show up for yourself. Hey, until we meet again, y'all. One love.